Well, hello my friends. Today I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make this project. Why? Because it's not mine. It's somebody else's, and therefore it kind of requires me to follow certain steps and certain guidelines that were initially done by Jimmy Clewes. Now, an amazing wood turner, amazing artist, and a wood turner that I really admire his techniques, his style, his humor, everything. Anyway, I've seen it a few times where he did an Oriental square lidded box. He just calls it square Oriental box. Anyway, I'm hoping that I can remember the process that was taken to get to the bottom line, and I hope that it comes remotely close, not even dead on, but remotely close to what he was able to achieve. I know he's got his profiles, everything very artistically placed and divided up well, so you know, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But anyway, I drew it up. I drew up what I thought was more or less what I have to do. I'm going to start off with a base. The first thing I'm going to do is put a hole on the top part of it for my worm screw and shape up the bottom like that, making a tenon for it, a small tenon. Make it up this shape with the OG. Then once that's done, flip it over and start work on the inside and actually make a recess on this area right here that will be able to reverse mount again onto my jaws, so I can finalize the foot, and the cap or the top is pretty much the same process. So now I know you guys see me finding centers quite a bit of round bowls that I'm mounting in, and I guide that. I look at it and I go and I find pretty close to center. Those type of holes that I put in there don't have to be precise. They can be a quarter of an inch off one way or the other, and when it's all said and done, everything comes true. This is not the same situation. You start off, this is the lid. You start off with a square blank. Now I'm hoping that these corners are true square. I cut this up on my radial arm saw by making one cut, go that against the fence, make the other cut, so on and so forth. It should technically be true all the way around. And to find the centers, I did what everybody does. Go corner to corner with a straight edge, make a line, and then go the opposite, and that's my center. I don't guess when it comes to stuff like this that is going to require precision. So all these wings end up the same size, and the offset from the center ends up pretty close. So at this point, that's really the only thing that I have done, is prep my blanks. The cap and the bowl itself. This is 5 inches, this is about 8.5 if I'm not mistaken. So take my drill, bring you in there. Like I said, I hope that it comes remotely close to what he was able to produce. But I'm going to Do I have a punch? It's even that way, it's a little bit off. That looks good. And by the way, the wood that I'm using happens to be, you guessed it, eucalyptus. I have quite a bit of it, so therefore I'm going to be using it in quite a few projects. You know, I still don't buy any woods. Now this would be nice in a nice clear maple or something like that. I have some oak planks out there that could also be used, and I actually have a lot of it where I need to make some projects with it. The stuff that I use to make the garden bench. Mount it up. I'm going to start it off with the my tailstock in there to help me a little bit, and I'm going to speed up the lathe a little bit to 640 RPMs. Now I know Jimmy, when he did his, he was running at anything from 2,000, 3,000 RPMs, and I'm not quite ready to do that. So I'll run it a little bit slower. I know that the advantage for running at high speeds is you get cleaner cuts, but my lathe also is a little bit small and lightweight comparison to the nice lathe that he was using. So I'm gonna take it based on what my lathe can handle. About this because that's gonna come down all the way. I know that he talks about thirds when you do an OG. So, and basically he divided it up this way. He didn't come with a tape measure and measure up exactly. He divided it up more or less into thirds. So, but how did he do it? It's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 thirds. So he made something like this. This is going to be going towards the outside wings, and then this one will be split up in half later, half of the whole distance, and this will make the other side, the other part. So I don't know exactly the method that he used, so I'm going to start working this as one shot, but come up basically to these measurements that seem to work for me. So this part right here, I want to concave it and come up to about 1/4 of an inch on my skinniest wing. This is not true, so I don't know exactly where, which one is going to hit the skinniest, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be this one. So once I end up about 1/4 of an inch, that's where I stop with this OG. Because it has to maintain this kind of a profile. So I think that's it. Time to sand this down with any grit. Now I got a very tiny foot here, but that should be ample to grip on my jaws. Gotta get rid of these lines like this. So one way that I find that works the best for me when I have stubborn lines is to do it with delayed stop. Time to reverse it. Should be able to mount it on there. To start off with, I'm going to go with the live center for a little while to assist me. You can see that I don't have anything to take off here. All I'm going to do is follow up this contour, and hopefully it doesn't interfere with this corner. One way you can do it to check is if you bring a tool up to that corner. Wow, I actually think that it's gonna interfere with these other ones. This corner seems to be in there a little bit too much. I should end up with 1/4 of an inch on all of them. That's good, that's good, that's good. And I'm still quite a ways from this one. Okay, I think that's pretty close. Okay, well, I'm back. And I checked on what the profile was that went on this area right here. And basically what he did, and I don't have the room to do it anymore, but he didn't create a sharp edge like what I got down here. It was a smooth transition between the two. So, but because I don't have limitations on having to be that size, I'm going to see if I can reshape that area a little bit and come up a little bit closer to what it's supposed to be. That might have done it for me. Yes, it did. I don't have any tool marks, any sandpaper gouges or anything like that going through this transition right here. So I got a nice smooth surface all the way around. Now these outside tips, I can feel that they're a little bit rougher, so ready to remove this from the chuck and mount the other piece. It should be center. Did it. I managed with a little bit of success. Not his. His, I believe, he had a little bit thicker material than I did. So mine's, the whole thing ended up a little bit shallower all the way from the lid to here. But I didn't have much room to make a slightly larger one-piece handle on it. But for what it is, it serves its purpose. And I think that it's actually pretty well proportioned. The wings come out the same as the tips over here, both top and bottom. Base, just a very small foot profile there, and got my details inside, lines in here, 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 and the top of the lid has a couple of lines in there as well. There's a couple of drawbacks. I mean, you know, the piece of wood I selected for the top, well, I should have selected something better than that. But this was an experimental. It had all kinds of hairline cracks at the end of the piece. This piece doesn't have any, but this was the end of it, and I should have cut that off. But like I said, you know, I really didn't think I was going to succeed. But once I got to the lid, I already had it squared and cut up. I just continued, and it's like, you know, if somebody's going to say, oh, I don't like that because of those cracks, they don't like it because of those cracks. That doesn't bother me. Those cracks are part of its wood. So, as far as I'm concerned, I wish they weren't there, but they're not going to stop me from saying this is a nice piece. Because I think it's a nice piece. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you very soon.